I was drinking a cup of milk this morning when I realised it wasn't a cup of milk I was drinking, but rather my wife's expressed milk. And that got me thinking. Good day, you absolute legends. Welcome to another edition of Update News. Now, today's hot topic is a bigger update than first reported. Here is why. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. We have a lot of information to cover today with just how big this update actually and truly was. Because a lot of people were saying it was only 8GB, but reports have started to come in that it was actually quite substantially more than that. But before we do get into today's video, can I ask a massive favour? As always, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what I do here, you like the content, then please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit that sub, people, you will not regret it. Also, please leave a like on this very video. It not only helps me out as a content creator to grow, it really does help this information get out there to the wider YouTube audience, so everybody takes full advantage of the information presented within this video. Anyway, let's get right on into it. So in yesterday's video, the comment section absolutely lit on fire with so many of you saying that it wasn't an 8GB update you got, but rather a 14 plus gigabyte update, which is absolutely huge. So what does this 14GB update mean? Does that mean all of a sudden there's 14GB of new content for No Man's Sky? No, absolutely not. But what it does signify is that whatever Hello Games have changed or added into the game files, which at the moment, as you all know by now, we cannot see because Hello Games have blocked that functionalities for the data mining community, which, as you can imagine, has led to mass speculation by the No Man's Sky community to why they would do this. And then all of a sudden, what's absolutely fanning the fuel of that fire at the moment is now that we are now reporting a 14GB update, which is a full re-download of No Man's Sky. And the only reason you would have to fully download No Man's Sky again is because they have added something to the game files, and that would have to be something quite significant, because at the end of the day, if it was just the patch updates that they did officially announce, then it wouldn't be a full download of the game, no matter what it really changes, because it's not really adding content or assets, as it's not in the industry, to the game files itself. It's just tweaking code. You wouldn't have to do a full download again. So at this point in time, it is a highly likely factor that whatever Hello Games have pushed onto your consoles and caused this full re-download again, they have done something called preloading, which is installing content on your system ready for an upcoming change to the game. Now, as we know, the upcoming changes that we are currently expecting is that expedition. So it would make sense for them to preload it onto your console, onto your computer, and then they flick a switch on the Hello Games' server end, and then everybody has got the content all at once and it's a live thing, rather than having to push out a whole update again and then having to wait for it to download. Meanwhile, the expedition is running and those with faster internet connections can enjoy it sooner. It just solves all of those issues. So that's what I believe is definitely going on here. But as I did say in yesterday's video, that we couldn't fully rule out either that No Man's Sky this time around in Orbital isn't going to get the expedition, but instead is just going to go straight onto the next major update, and it could be a preload to that in theory. I mean, there's technically at this moment in time, there's nothing stopping Hello Games from doing something like this. And the reason I said that is because, again, as modders and that part of the community that are so way inclined, and I do dabble in that kind of thing myself, we can look inside of the game files at the minute. It's completely locked out to us. So until our PC boffins are sorting out their code to try and like break into this thing again and to unravel all the secrets and to get inside of the game files, then Hello Games are freely able to upload game assets into the files because they know that no one has access to them at the moment. And maybe that's what they're doing. I mean, who knows? At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, this is where the speculation does start. And I do try and curve it just a little bit here, you know, keep expectations correct. But whatever it is, it does seem to be something a little bit bigger than what was previously announced just by the game fixes. And I think that's what's fanning the flames of the No Man's Sky community the most is just because that it just seems a little bit odd this time around. We are still waiting for an expedition and time's getting on, and I mean, literally give it another week or two and we're going to be then expecting the next major update. So speculation at the moment is running rife. It's just such an unprecedented update because things just aren't going by the usual patterns, and I feel like this is what essentially it all boils down to. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think about today's video in the comment section down below. Do you think that the 14GB update with my assessment here today could very well prove the fact that it was a preload and the fact that we can't see inside the game files then with a 14GB update? Do you think that something else is going on here? There is going to be a preload for the expedition or for the next major content update? Or do you think it's something else entirely? Do you think that I'm completely wrong? Do you think that my assessment is wrong and you have your own ideas? Again, comment section down below, you know what to do. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is everything from me here today, and as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now.